This was an unexpected but very pleasant surprise that showed up at my door. This is the brand new UMX Me 262 twin 30mm EDF. If you're new to UMX planes or this channel, this is a maiden flight, a true raw out-of-the-box experience to let you know my thoughts and opinions on how this thing performs literally out of the box. And if you've never seen a UMX plane before, this is the beauty that is UMX. You open the box, you get the foam out of the way, and your airplane is fully assembled, ready to go. That's the best part about UMX planes. The nice thing too is they're usually very nicely detailed and scale RCs, and this one is no exception to that rule. They fly well right out of the box, and they're a good size that you can just throw in the back of the car in one piece and then fly it just about anywhere. So I'm thrilled by the fact that I'm going to press a button on my radio and put this in the air. In case anyone is curious, this is dual brushless motors, but it does have an IC2 plug. If I were giving UMX or Horizon Hobby, whoever develops these planes, any feedback at all, it would be simply that I personally love the IC2 plugs. I think they're one of the best connectors. I see all of them are some of the best connectors that exist. In fact, they are the best connector that exists. But we still see JST plugs come out sometimes, and this, and even an odd one occasionally. I'd like to see consistency from those UMX planes if I were giving any feedback. I think that this is an interesting control board that we see in here. We don't tend to see that. I'm wondering if that is, it is. That's their receiver ESC combo, that board. So kind of interesting that it's just there and available to unplug wires and plug them back in for your micro servos. It looks like the motors too. So I think this thing is going to be a little screamer. It is pretty exciting to see that this is out. Also, just in case anyone's ever wondering, I have not flown this, but it is pre-flown. These are, if it's an early release sample, it's a used little guy. So if you see little scuffs and things, I promise this is a true Maiden. But yeah, ours must have come in kind of hard and fast on an asphalt runway or something. Or maybe that's just a scale detail that they're adding to their planes. I don't know. Let's put it in the air and see how this does. Put your name in the radio. RS 850 milliamp, that's their recommended battery. Velcro. Okay, the first time you fly it to bind it, you plug in the battery. You should get a blinking light on the receiver. There, it's flashing. We hold our bind button, we press power, release power, still holding bind. There we go. That's how hard UMX planes are to bind. Oh man, that's a citation screen. Okay. Definitely makes me think of the Citation. Now that does have a steerable nose wheel, but mine I'm pushing full right now. I'm just getting a very slight turn. Zero throttle. Okay, it's just a very wide turn for a little UMX. That's okay, I have enough room here. That's full left. You ready for takeoff? Ready. This is with safe on, and we'll fly with safe off too. Oh, nice and pretty and smooth. Very cool. Now the one thing that I already have considered by looking at the box art and some of the instructions is, oh, does this have retracts? It doesn't, but it has those oversized wheels so you can fly and take off from grass. However, they're not retracts. I am still waiting on the day that UMX has their first plane with actual retracts. I think this would look amazing with the landing gear off of there, and it's a good candidate for hand launching and belly landings in the grass, and I think it would look better with a hand launch. So anyway, check that out. I mean, it's cool. And you got to make a choice, right? They had to make a choice. Do we make them small and scale landing gear, or bigger with more function? So that's what they're going with, is bigger and more function. They're a little uglier, but that's the choice they made. You can easily remove those. Let's do a full throttle pass down the runway in safe, and then we'll kick it out of safe at the end of the runway. we've got some people watching, and that's cool. Full throttle. Safe off. Climbing it, and give it a little roll action and bring it around. I am surprised this isn't a 4S, to be honest with you. When I read that the recommended battery was 3S. That's okay. No, they're way down out. They're way farther than the plane. So we're just flying out of safe now. It feels good. That's the nice thing about UMX. I generally can just throw a battery in and know that it's going to fly well and feel good in the air. And so I have this confidence with UMX that I don't tend to have with other planes that I'm maidening. You might think that this wasn't a true maiden, but I promise you those rashes, those scuffs are not from me. I was surprised to see that. I thought this was actually a brand new one, because sometimes a UMX plane, if we get one early, it'll come in a plain white box. Usually I know those have been flown. This one I was surprised to see that. It's fine, whatever. I'm not complaining, just letting you guys know. You really need to give some down elevator in that roll for it to roll cleanly, because it's a little sloppy without it. So if you want to maintain altitude, you really have to push some down elevator while you're inverted.
You ready to play a game?
Oh, let's do it.
Will it snap?
I want to get some speed, because at that angle that wouldn't have been good. So
you said you were ready to play the game.
I had to get into it. Here we go. Snapping it now. Not great, but it is a little something.
Not really.
No. I think this is just kind of like a cool scale flyer. Let's see if we can hold inverted. It's a challenge to keep it upside down. A lot of down elevator to keep it there, but we can hold it. I don't want to fly this one too much lower. I am happy to say that it doesn't scream as loud as the Citation, and I have got to roll out of that because that's full down elevator. So let's roll out. Yeah, I don't want to lose my plane.
I don't know what the flight time's supposed to be, Nate, but you're at like 3.5 minutes or so.
So the interesting thing about this release is it just showed up. A lot of times we get a little heads up on some information when it's a new release, if we have a few days or so. This is actually just the night before it potentially releases. We don't know the release date. I don't know the price point. I don't know anything about it. It just showed up, and tomorrow is the usual day things release, so I apologize if I seem a little under-prepared. That's why I had no communication about this. I'm grateful to have it here and to show you guys, but yeah, I don't know things. There, I had to hit safe on that. That was a bit of a stall there. So yeah, that kind of goes in point with what I was saying about the 3S. Now I could have been more juiced on that throttle for that climb, but even loops on this, let's just go for a nice loop at full throttle. Here's full throttle. At the top, it just feels there. See how it rolled out? That wasn't me. Now that was some wind probably that really did that, but it doesn't have the power and punch and authority that I'm used to seeing on UMX EDFs. So kind of odd. I'm not sure why they chose 3S instead of 4S. It's a good scale flyer, but if you want to do a lot of maneuvers in the air, it's not going to do a lot. So let's show you guys a climb out and see where it stalls.
You're at about 5 minutes.
Here we go. Let's climb it, and that's full throttle. We're just going to let it climb, and it stalls right there. I was inverted to hold it. Okay, let's show them at the end of the runway, the other way. I mean, they just released another UMX EDF. I thought it was a twin. Do you remember? I feel like they did. Might be going crazy. And it was 3S too. So here we go. There's full throttle. Let's climb it, and I'm just going to let it go vertical, and it stops right there, So safe on to save it because of orientation. So the climb out, you know, looks like maybe 40 or 50 feet or something until you're ready to stall, even at full throttle, picking up some speed. We'll do it one more time. We want to roll it and then climb it, and we'll just let it stall, and it's stalling right there. So that's where it's at. Let's see if I can do any better than whoever test flew this plane on the landing. And if it scuffs, then, you know, more power to them. Let's see if I can bring it in. I actually, you know what, I kicked safe on. That was silly of me. I'm not doing that. We're gonna land it out of safe. There. Yeah, no, nothing touched. We're gonna do one more to make sure that wasn't a fluke. I'm gonna do one more takeoff and landing because I got the juice. It's there. Okay, there's my temperature. So now we know we're
No,
low.
it's not there.
I eased off on the juice and the alarm went off, so that's nice. And let's see if we can bring it in for a smooth landing. Not touching safe at all. Oh yeah, okay, so whoever test flew mine must have done it on a really windy day or something, because I think that lands really nicely. So this UMX ME 262 is really truly a nice scale flyer. It's definitely a looker. And no, you're not seeing, there's not an LED on this. Now that's full right, okay? So it's struggling to turn here, but I think that's because I have a light breeze. That's my receiver light shining through the canopy crack there. Just the wire must be pushing on it. Well, as Abby and I were just talking off camera, shifting things around here, we both agree that we'd really like to see Horizon E-Flite do a larger version of this. And I think that would be so smart. And I'm not a marketing pro. I don't know the business ins and outs, what sells, what doesn't sell or whatever. But I almost feel like every time they release a small version of something, they should release the bigger version of it almost side by side, hand in hand, because there's a different affordability mark for everybody, right? The UMX planes are cheaper than E-Flite planes, usually by about half the price or so. It'd be really neat to see this released with honestly a 6S version that was like, I don't know, 1400 millimeter wingspan or something. That'd be really cool. A little more powerful than this. Could really just go nuts and snap and do some crazy things. Maybe differential thrust. There's some ideas, but ultimately, at the end of the day, I love the fact that UMX has released something that's new and different. I've been saying it a long time. Just more military planes, more scale planes, more crazy planes, more. And this really looks the part. You know, and that's the cool thing about it, right? That's the cool factor here. The cool factor is high, the scale look is high, and just if you want to fly it fairly calmly, but maintaining about 75% throttle always, you'll do well for 5 to 7 minute flight times with that 850 milliamp recommended battery. Now, if you guys appreciate our content, our family-friendly content, and just what we do here on the channel, this is linked in the description box below. So if you want to pre-order yours, or maybe they're already shipping, I'm really not sure exactly right now, we'll have it linked down there for you. You click that link, you help to support not only our family, but our channel too, at no extra cost. You also earn some awesome points to go to your account to make your next purchase even cheaper when you use our link to buy this plane. I want to say a massive thanks to God for blessing us with an opportunity to jump in front of the camera today. No storms. It was supposed to be like 9-mile-an-hour winds today, which means they would be even higher here and stronger gusts. And we had this little window of opportunity of time where this showed up, and then we think, but we don't know, this releases tomorrow morning. So we wanted to jump out here and get this done just in case. Maybe it releases 5 weeks from now. I don't know yet, but we got it done, and I say a massive thank you to God for blessing us with this little window and this time to share with you guys. A massive thanks to our Patreon supporters too, because we couldn't do what we do as often as we do it without your insanely awesome support. I am just thinking there was a recent EDF that came out. I'm not exactly sure, but the one that keeps jogging my memory, I'm sure by the time I get home and edit this video, it will have come to me. That video will be popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. See you there.
Bye.